What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my builds guide and unit review of Lumera, our latest Grand Hero Battle unit. So she's a sword infantry unit with 187 BST and she's got Monarch Blade as her preferred weapon. And at start of combat, if she's at or above 25% HP, then she can get following effects, and there are 4 effects basically. So she can get plus 5 to all of her stats, guard on the opponent in the combat, and also true damage based on 15% of her speed, and then finally she has got speed based damage reduction up to 40%. So she's truly Alir's mom because she has got this damage reduction here, which is going to be helping her tank, and guard is also a pretty nice defensive effect, and then the true damage is going to be helping you offensively just hit a bit harder by getting like 10 to 12ish true damage at max investment. So this weapon is going to be pretty decent overall. And then she does have the offensive stat spread of base 43 speed and base 43 attack to go with it, and both of them have the super boons. And she doesn't really have the highest raw bulk, especially like magical bulk, but she's going to be able to get that damage reduction and also the guard effect to work it out for her defensively. And for her base kit, she has got Swift Stance at 4-star and Null Follow Up at 5 stars. So yeah, the day has come where we do have a Grail unit officially with Null Follow Up in their slot B. I really suspect if we're going to be getting like the tier 4 version of Null Follow Up or not, because this is Null Follow Up 3 that is present in her slot B. So that is going to be really interesting when it comes to the fodder, and we already have its Sacred Seal available, so it could be run in either of the 2 ways. And when she's going to be compared to the other Grail units, she's definitely going to be coming out on top because her weapon is the most modern one out of these 2. So we do have Yanfei and Holst here as the other Grail sword infantry units, and as someone who has built up both of them to plus 10 and extensively used both of them in tier 21 arena, I would say that Lumera is definitely the best option out of these. So she just dunks on Yanfei not only from her stat spread but also from her weapon, because this weapon has got the damage reduction and has got more things like guard, plus 5 stats, and also true damage. The shortcomings of Yanfei come from the fact that his weapon is a distant counter weapon, yes, and it does have damage reduction, but that's pretty much it. He doesn't really get any other extra effects or doesn't really get any kind of extra stats, which Lumera can get, and she is also going to be able to have higher damage output with her true damage. And we also have Holst here, who does have bonus doubler and guard built into his weapon. So Holst is definitely better than Yanfei for sure, and that guard effect can work out defensively. And bonus doubler is also pretty nice, but Lumera just has that true damage and the damage reduction, which in my opinion is going to be better than the bonus doubler that Holst can get and become a stat ball. So again, as someone who has built up both of these units, I can definitely say that Lumera is going to be the better choice if you haven't built any of these. If you have built any of these, like Holst for example, then I don't think it's going to be too huge of an upgrade because she just scores same as Holst in arena, and Lumera is mainly going to be like a free-to-play arena option who can score 190 BST. So Lumera definitely does well against her competition in the Grail pool, and if you're going to be building up Lumera, then she is going to be functioning as a good free-to-play unit with a solid preferred weapon and offenses, and she can score as a 190 BST unit in arena, and that is going to be her main selling point essentially to a lot of free-to-play players who want to score higher in arena. And arena has become a game mode which has seen a resurgence of players because of the interest back in the game mode with the version bonuses and also with the arena tickets that you can get. So that's why if you're trying to invest into an arena unit, then Lumera is pretty much going to be the best sword infantry option from the Grail pool. And she could be used in a mixed phase as well as a free-to-play Godsword unit. A Godsword is pretty much you can get damage reduction and stuff like Null Follow Up, and Lumera is going to be able to easily function with that. And defensively, the guard effect and the damage reduction from her weapon is definitely going to be pretty helpful. And she can also hit harder with her true damage on every single hit, so that is going to be pretty nice offensively. Now, some of the reasons why you may not want to invest into her is that she doesn't have a -1 special cooldown weapon. It's pretty rare for any kind of free-to-play unit to get a -1 special cooldown weapon. The last one I think was Reeve, and he doesn't even make too much use out of it because he's just a support unit. So because of not having that -1 special cooldown, she cannot really make consistent use out of Vital Astra, Time Pulse 4, or Godlike Reflexes. So it is definitely going to be limiting her potential in terms of those builds. And sword infantries have crazy competition. In this batch itself, we have got Alir who can get a bajillion damage reduction. So when it comes to sword infantry units, the competition is way too much. when it comes to the premium pool. And if you've already built up someone like Holst, then there's not going to be too much of a reason for you to build her up unless you really like her as a character. If you're going to be building her up on a budget, then you should definitely throw out the Swiss stance that she has got, because it's such a weird skill honestly on her, because she already has pretty low resistance, and at like low invest, it doesn't really do too much for her. So speed defense form from Russia is actually going to be much better, and you can just pair it up with a attack speed form Sacred Seal, and null follow up inner slot B skill even on a low invest is going to be amazing, and drive speed or any kind of slot C skill is going to be working out pretty flexibly with Lumera. But if you want to invest a bit more into her from like divine codes, then you can try and run attack speed ideal on her slot A skill and joint drive attack in her slot C. So she does have the speed based damage reduction, so stacking up speed is going to be the ideal option here, and that is what we're going to be doing with attack speed ideal. And if you do get a Leer that you can fodder off to Lumera, then she can definitely function with that kind of build and definitely make productive use out of Close Call 4, Speed Smoke, and also the ideal skill. So with this build and with her weapon, she's basically going to be able to get 75% damage reduction, which is definitely pretty nice. And then she's also going to be able to have the Phantom Resistance work in her favor for all of these damage reduction skills from Close Call, so it is also going to be really helpful right there. For investing even more into her, you can definitely run her with Vital Astra for more as a damaging special rather than for getting the damage reduction. We are already getting the damage reduction out of her weapon and also Close Call 4, so that is going to be enough, and Vital Astra is mainly going to be a high damaging special that is going to be low cooldown of 2. So that's one of the main reasons of running Vital Astra on her. She's definitely not the optimal user of Vital Astra, but it's just there as a max investment option if you do have the Ascended Maritas. And you can also run attack speed Oath 4 on her so that she can basically try and teleport, and the finish skill is going to be perfect when you can trigger a special like Vital Astra, and it is going to be the best slot A skill because it is going to be giving you even more true damage and can give you the healing, so that is going to be pretty good for the self-sufficiency. You can also try and make use of Vital Astra by consistently having it charged up by using Special Spiral 4, and the true damage is going to be stacking up with her finish skill with Special Spiral 4 and then with her weapon, so she's definitely going to be hitting pretty hard with this special, and she's also going to be able to pierce through any kind of damage reduction. So for example, if you're facing a Leer, then you can basically just pierce through all of her damage reduction by using Special Spiral 4, and it can definitely work out in the metagame where we do have quite a bit of, damage reduction skills going on. You can also run her with attack speed Unity, as it is going to be one of the better skills, and she is going to be really valuing her speed stat, so you can protect her from any kind of debuffs to her speed stat with this Unity skill, and you can also run the Bulwark skill to get the healing and basically use it as an obstruct effect, and Oath 4 skill and Unity is going to be having pretty good synergy. Lumera's main competitive use is definitely going to be for arena scoring for many of the free-to-play players, and if you just want to have a score stick, then giving her attack speed ideal 4 and any kind of 240 SP slot skill is going to be enough, and you can just run Aether as a high scoring special and then a dual rally plus skill. So that is going to be helping you score like a 190 BST unit in arena, and that is going to be basically close to your max scoring that you can get out of Lumera. But if you want to invest a bit more into her so that she can perform more in the combat, then I would definitely suggest having Distant Counter and Ruptured Sky. Now you could say that Yanfei pretty much does the same thing, but I would argue that Lumera can do a bit better than him because she just has the extra effects over Yanfei and she doesn't have the solo condition, which Yanfei has got. So with Distant Counter Ruptured Sky, you're going to be able to slay a lot of the units with that low cooldown special. And this is the kind of build I use on my Holst. If you have seen my arena videos, you would definitely recognize this. And you know that low attack speed actually helps so much against Duo Daggers and against Ninja Korins in surviving them. So I would say that at high invest, this kind of build could be run. And damage reduction is not really going to be too big of a factor here. And that's one of the reasons why I say that if you have already invested into Holst, there's not a big reason for you to invest into Lumera, because at tier 20.5 arena or tier 21 arena, the damage reduction almost doesn't matter because the units you're going to be facing are just going to be much faster than you. So the damage reduction leverage is really not going to be right there. So you're going to be depending on low attack speed to just neutralize the buffs to their attack and speed. And that is going to be helping you survive basically. And Joint Drive speed from Divine Codes is going to be helping you, just have a bit more speed so that you don't really get doubled. And you can also make use of Bonus Doubler, which can boost up all of your stats. And you're going to be using the rally skills in arena as is, so Bonus Doubler is going to be working out fine as a Sacred Seal. And then finally, if you do want to use her at max score and for max investment, then you could use her with Vital Astra, Distant Dart, and also Close Call 4. So running a 300 SP slot B skill can allow you to score like a 195 BST unit if you have the other 300 SP passives as well. And you can easily run Null Follow-Up, Inner Sacred Seal, so that you can essentially become a Godsword, get the damage reduction, and get the Null Follow-Up effect, and function with that in Arena. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they're trying to build up Lumera. I definitely went over a lot of the options that you can run on her at different investments. And if you did enjoy, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Yenfei after seeing Lumera and her weapon. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.